this is this is sort of for those that I'm just going to address this through my heart and my soul, because this was something I experienced my whole life and had to deal with when I was a child, which is most of the time why when you're super hypersensitive, you simply don't address the subject. Or sometimes you'll stand, it's like holding your staff, your grounding rod, into the planet and stand your ground, right? And that's what it means to stand your ground. You're grounded to zero. It means you're experiencing love in your heart. So the simplest way I try and describe it is asking, please. I'm in a state of peace. I'm in a state of love. I'm in a state of harmony. Please do not insult me. Okay? Because that's really what it is. And the reason that it sort of becomes what we call a two-edged sword, the X, because it can be perceived in many different ways. But it really gets down to the perception of between real power and being an inverted that believe that their power is greater by being a vampire. Okay? So now you get into the war of words, which is the war of letters, fire letters, reversals. And as a polarity integrator, I'm very familiar with how this works when it comes to the perception of power. And they use words to try and get you to feel less than what you are, out of the humble service that you know that you are. Which is the intimidation factor. Because ultimately, and this is particularly true with children, they don't want children to feel powerful. Which is why they're abused, one, and their creative ability is stripped at the same time. Because when they're experiencing pure love through their heart, and they realize how creative love is, now they realize how much power that child actually has because of the purity of the love and the energy that is flowing through that child's soul and spirit. Doesn't want that child to feel powerful. So guess what word they love to throw at children and adults? You're arrogant. Don't judge me. Okay. And again, we're back to insulting intelligence and why the English language is not a very good language to communicate with, is it? All you have to do is use the interchangeable letters as numbers which represent energy that can mean different things to different people by virtue of what they experience, by what that word means to them as a vibration perception of how that word is perceived and how they want to apply it as a sequence, or if you will, on a multidimensional level, how that word is described by what we feel, by what we experience with those words, by what they mean, and how we use them to communicate in words, letters, their alphabets, their character maps, which is the shape and form of the energy that represents the math, right? So sometimes when I would post certain things, right, I would use science terms that are neutral. I make measurements. I'm making an observation, a measurement. Would you like the data? I don't lie, so I'll give you the data. You're arrogant. I'm arrogant because I'm presenting to you the data. Does the data, are you in fear of the data? I'm just a messenger. It's just the data. Think of the data, and I'm just the data provider. I'm just a hub server. Oh, you're a universal hub server. Well, that's a cosmic level spirit. I'm just providing the information that I become aware of, and here's the data, visual data. Why are you attacking me? Okay? It would be like a billboard that's put up on the side of the road that's just got a message up there. You translate it holographically. Now, what, you want to burn that sign down? Okay. What is it about that information that you have an aversion to? Is it because we're experiencing the truth? How dare you put that mirror on me? So they present their mirrors to us. Now we're experiencing who they are in our mirror. So we're making a translation. It's called a language translation, a language of sound. Language in motion. It's called communication. I'm being communicated with because I have an antenna. That means I'm making a translation. So I share with you the translation. So I guess my radio antenna is at fault. Is that it? Because this was an intelligent design that allows me as a radio station to be able to tune in, right? So I'm tuning into the radio, and I'm letting you know what my radio antenna is experiencing. I'm giving you the data. Now, what you choose to do with that data is not up to me. But this is observational data, right? It's being presented in a neutral way. That's what zero is. It's just data. You can delete it. You don't have to become aware of it. You can transfer. You can do whatever you want with it. It's just like when we were growing up with remote controls with TVs. You don't want to experience what's on that TV? Hit the remote. Go channel surfing. Channel surfing, Dragon Riders, Tunnel Riders. Change the channel, right? All you got to do is go on to Netflix. Look at all the things your consciousness, your energy can run with all that stuff that's already been pre-programmed. Those are all pre-programmed units. Hey, you want to go experience all this stuff that happened in the past? Go right ahead, so you're not creating anything new of your own. Just run it, we call those reruns. That's what they are. That's what the internet is. Everything that is going at torque speed, okay, is running on a time delay. Because it's time dependent. It's not moving at eternal speed. So it's just one big simulator, which means nothing new is actually happening. Nothing new and original. Because it's a copycat machine. It's a data miner. That's what it does. That's all it knows how to do. So they take that data that this QI compiles, that they have access to on their screens. They let them know what's going on by mapping, right? And then they decide to make decisions based on that. See? Because they're getting the data. Data, like in Data on Star Trek. So they use that data in order to do what? Hold prisoners captive. Soul consciousness traps. That's what they are. Booby traps. It's all about programming. Start to finish. Programming matter. Programmable matter. Programmable radios. That's right. Programmable radios. Writing down instruction sets of frequencies and vibration. Have a beautiful afternoon.